Hello, RedHawks. Welcome back to Goggin Ice Arena in Oxford, Ohio, home of the Miami RedHawks. It's going to be a great game tonight. It's the first home game of the spring semester. Now the teams, the Miami RedHawks versus the Arizona State Sun Devils. The Sun Devils are coming in with a season record 14-9-1, NCHC record of 9-5. RedHawks coming into this matchup with a season record of 3-19-2, NCHC record of 0-14-0. It's been over a year since these two last faced off against each other. That was October 27th and 28th of 2023. The former led to a home win for the RedHawks, the final score being 5-4, and the latter leading to a tie, final score 1-1. Starting line for Miami, forwards, number 67, Colby Ambrosio, number 9, Matt Chupani, and our captain, number 22, Ryan Sullivan. On defense for Miami, number 7, Michael Quinn, and alternate captain, number 27, Dylan Moulton. Our goaltender for tonight will be number 43, Brett Miller. Arizona forwards for tonight, number 92, Ryan Kerwin, number 82, Charlie Schoen, and New Jersey Devils draft pick, number 8, Artem Schlane. On defense for Arizona State, number 2, Noah Beck, and number 37, Sam Court. Their goaltender for tonight will be number 1, Luke Papovic. And that is it for the pregame show on Red Hawk Radio. Puck drop is less than 30 minutes away, so stay tuned. You're listening to Red Hawk Radio.
Welcome back to this edition of Miami Hockey on Red Hawk Radio. My name's Jeff Middleton alongside Aiden Sones here for this home weekend 2025, ending January off on a hot note as the Miami RedHawks take on the Arizona State University Sun Devils in their first matchup against each other as NCHC opponents. Now, as we look at this Arizona State team, they come in as the number 12 ranked team in the country, and Aiden last year came in as the number 16 ranked team in the country, but they were independent school, and now they have joined this NCHC conference. And before the season started, Miami, the team above them, I should say, in the preseason rankings was Arizona State, but they've kind of shocked a lot of people so far this season.
Yeah, it's crazy how much of a comeback they did. As you were saying earlier, they were ranked last season, but then again, this is their first season in the NCHC. According to the preseason poll, they only had 80 points going into the season compared to Miami's 38. Both of those are the bottom two in the league. But looking at some other preseason polls, we have Western Michigan ranking number 6 with 127 points. They're currently ranked like number 3. So it just shows how much variability there is in hockey. And going into the season, Coach Noreen was talking to the head coach during media day with the head coach of the Arizona State Sun Devils, and he even admitted that he thought the Sun Devils were a very underrated team, and clearly it is shown as they're ranked number 12.
Yeah, they added some pieces over the offseason through the transfer portal and, of course, through their recruitment, and Miami is trying to find their way back. They have lost 16 straight games, 14 of which are in conference. They have yet to win a conference game in Anthony Noreen's first season as head coach. Meanwhile, on the other side, the Sun Devils 14-9-1, 9-5-0 in the NCHC last series out. They had a split with Colorado College. They won the game on Friday but lost 5-4 in a close game on Saturday. So we will see what these Sun Devils have in store for the RedHawks. Last time that Arizona State was here, we mentioned it. Miami came back and won on Friday. 4-1 they were down and ended up coming back, winning in overtime. Johnny Waldron scoring the game-winning goal. And then on Saturday they lost in a shootout, so still managed to get points in both games last year. But we will see as these two teams look very different than what they looked like last season. We will kick it off to public address as we get the RedHawks starting lineup and the national anthem. We will be back with you in just a moment. You're listening to Miami Hockey on Red Hawk Radio. Welcome back as we just had the rendition of the national anthem by the Miami Pep Band, and we look towards the goal crease for both of these squads. In net for Miami, it's Brett Miller, the RPI transfer. 4 games played, 3 games started this year, has not won a game yet. 2.92 goals against average and a .907 save percentage, so what that indicates is that he's making the saves when the RedHawks need him to, but he's not getting much help on the offensive end. He'll look to change that tonight. For Arizona State, it is the UMass Lowell transfer, Luke Pavicic. Senior, 6'2", catches left hand from Clarence Center, New York. Was formerly at UMass Lowell. He's 8-5-0 this season with a 2.34 goals against average and a .916 save percentage so far on the year. So really a battle of 2 goaltenders that have had some success through just over halfway through this college hockey season, I should say. Arizona State goes with their maroon jerseys. They go maroon helmets with the Sun Devil trident on the side, yellow numbers with white accents and yellow stripes on the sleeves and below the numbers, with maroon pants with white and yellow down the side, and maroon socks. Miami in their home whites, red shoulders, white helmets, red gloves, red pants, and white socks. As we get set to get underway here from a relatively crowded Goggin Ice Center tonight. Miami moving right to left. Arizona State moving left to right. Puck is down, and we are underway between the RedHawks and the Sun Devils. Puck is dumped in deep to the Miami offensive zone. Colby Ambrosio engages there with Charlie Shane. This Arizona State first line really had a successful start to this season and has just kind of carried it through the midway point as well. We'll touch on them a little bit later as that one's played up the far wing. Colby Ambrosio gets in the face of Ryan Kerwin. But Arizona State maintains possession anyway. A shot from the right point by Court. And the puck moves back to him. Now it's played across. Shot there and a tip, but sent wide. I believe it was deflected off a RedHawk, and now Matt Chupani will clear from the center slot as both teams go for a change. And Pavicic sent it all the way up. He missed his defenseman. That was Court as well. Sam Court, a freshman from Winnipeg, Manitoba, played in Sioux City in the USHL as this one's dumped into the RedHawk zone. Christoph Filion there to play it. Tried to play it in front as Raymond Vitalins, and that play was blocked by Anthony Dowd, the sophomore defenseman from Point Pleasant Beach, New Jersey. Now it's Cullen Potter moving in quickly. He fires that one off the right pad of Miller. Rebound sent out to the point. Miller didn't see that one, but it was deflected wide, and now it's Dowd who'll just send it down to the right half wall. Now in the corner, another 3-on-3 battle. Cruz Lucius, Pittsburgh Penguins Pittsburgh Penguins prospect, formerly a Carolina Hurricanes draft pick. Miami moves the other way, though, as puck was taken off his stick. Raymond Vitalins will just backhand it deep, where Max Dukovac and Kasper Nossen will chase. Dukovac on the far half wall, plays it up center point. He'll just throw it in to the near corner. Now it's Kasper Nossen. Nossen plays it across for Hampus Rydquist, I should say, as that shot was sent off the post from the point. And Arizona State comes the other way. Cruz Lucius will just one hand poke that one in, and Rydquist will go into retrieve. Kasper Nossen, backhand dump, and now it's John Emmons, freshman John Emmons. The last time we were in this arena, had a fantastic weekend for the RedHawks, arguably their best player. That was against Omaha, January 17th and January 18th. Coach Anthony Noreen made sure to point him out both nights after the post-game press conference. Scored his first collegiate goal as well, and he gets the start again tonight. Now it's Lucas Sillinger, who will just lightly tap it in to the offensive zone. Tried to play it in front. That was Dylan Jackson, and now it's Ty Jackson, his brother. Dylan with the puck now behind the RedHawks net. Now it's Sillinger in the slot. Fires that one, but that's blocked by a sliding Braden Morrison. Good to see him back in the RedHawks lineup. It's Morrison again, and the pinching Noah Beck will just backhand it around to the near half wall. Dylan Jackson plays it up for Sam Court. He tries to play it low, but it's taken off his stick, and now it's Dylan Moulton who will just loft it off the glass and send it down, but did not gain the red line, so it'll be a Miami icing.
Yeah, so far we're only 3 minutes into this game, and one thing that has already stood out in the stats column has been the block shots. You know, we had Ryan Sullivan, first shift of the game. Not only did he have a great hit against one of the Arizona State Sun Devils players, but he also blocked a slap shot from Sam Court, the defenseman number 37. And we also talked about Braden Morrison's block shot, and was another one that seems to be credited to Raymond Tollins. So already a great start for the defense.
Shane fires that one from the point. That one's saved by Miller. He's able to get through a mass of bodies. Now it's played behind the RedHawks net. Good defensive play by Michael Quinn to intercept that pass. Tried to play it up for Blake Messenberg, but he'll get the puck back and just play it to his partner, Dylan Moulton. Moulton throws that one off the boards up to Quinn, but is taken off his stick by Kierwin. Kierwin fires that one off the shoulder of Miller. He shoulders it to the corner, fortunately. It's played out in front for Quinn, who just backhands that one, and now it's Shane. Shane fires that one across, but it ends up on the stick of Dowd. He takes it across the blue line, and that one's fired on net, but it was offside on the Sun Devils. And you mentioned those shot blocks, Aiden. And, you know, looking at Miami's record, it's hard to see. I mean, it's not hard to see why they would be ranking low in the standings and ranking lower in kind of power play percentage, offensive output, goals scored. But they have been one of the best teams in the NCHC in blocking shots, sitting fourth. Arizona State sitting first. So block shots are going to be key, as you said. Puck is dropped. It's Richard Simonovic now on the crosses the red line, and he'll just fire it in, where Captain Ryan Sullivan gets slammed by Flyers draft pick Ty Murchison. Now it's Colby Ambrosio, gives it to Cox. Cox fires that one off a skate of Murchison. Chupani again now playing with Ambrosio. He's on the near half wall. Ambrosio tries to make a quick cutback, but puck was found in his skates, and then he's slammed against the wall. It's Cox shoots, that one's blocked by the sliding Ryan Alexander, the fourth line left winger. Now it's Cox again at the center point. He mohawks his way to the left side, and now it's Colby Ambrosio. Ambrosio does the same cutback move, gets around Murchison. This time he's tripped, but no call. RedHawks still in possession of it, though. It's Cox near point. Cox will just flip that one down low. It's Ambrosio again. Strong shift for this line for head coach Anthony Noreen. It's Richard Simonovic near point now. RedHawks unable to maintain possession as the forwards go for a change. Puck is sent to neutral ice, and there's a collision between Max Dukovac and Murchison. Murchison's been out there a long time, but nothing doing, as the Sun Devils defensemen will just play catch behind their own net. Now a big hit laid there by Christoph Filion, the graduate student transfer from Quinnipiac, on Joel Shellberg. The puck was just kind of lofted in from the neutral zone and was covered up by Luke Pavicic.
Yeah, going back to that Spencer Cox shot, one-timer, it hits one of the Sun Devils' sticks, and it went all the way up into the glass. It was almost a prime opportunity for a early goal for this Miami RedHawks, which desperately need it, as these past games, they have not seen the best amount of first-period goals.
Miami in their last game was shut out 2-0 to Western Michigan, and that other game on that Friday was an 8-3 loss. Ryan Sullivan, the captain for these RedHawks, had 2 goals in that game. It was his first collegiate 2-goal game, but came in a losing effort where Ethan Dahlmeyer made the start, but really gave up some not great goals, some very uncharacteristic goals, we should say. This play resumes, and now it's John Emmons, plays it forward for Theodore Forsander. 2 freshmen playing with each other on the same line. We saw them being centered by Raymond Vitalins the last time that they were at home, but Vitalins has moved to the line with Max Dukovac and Christoph Filion. Instead, it's the 3 freshmen, 2 Swedes, Kasper Nassen and Theodore Forsander on the wings, and John Emmons centering the second line as a first year. Shot from the point by Dylan Moulton was sent on net and covered up for RedHawks offensive zone drop. Puck is down, played towards the net, but that one's easily discarded away by Pavicic. Now it's Sullivan behind the Arizona State net, up to Hutchison, far point. Hutchison fires, that one's deflected in front, but a good save there by Pavicic. Now it's Anthony Dowd. 6 points in 24 games this year, 19 points in 60 career games. But a very mobile defenseman, and last year when Tim Lovell was on this team, Lovell transferred to Michigan over the offseason and was playing in Finland before he had some contract issues and decided not to continue playing over there. That's a whole dispute for another time. But Tim Lovell was their first-line power play quarterback, and then when he left, it became Anthony Dowd's responsibility. He's very mobile. They're built kind of the same way, small, really, really strong skaters with excellent offensive instincts.
Yeah, that's one thing I did notice about the Arizona State defense, or just the entire team in general. That might be the biggest guys. I know we've seen like Lindenwood and some other teams that Miami has faced here in Oxford. Just these big, heavy guys that are really good defensemen, but Arizona seems to have picked the right guys that are yet small in size, but still really good defensively.
It's Max Dukovac. He fires that one across the center end to Raymond Vitalins, but it was slapped out of the air. I believe that was Ryan Kerwin. And now it's back in the Miami zone on the stick of Dukovac. Dukovac makes a nice bank pass to Christoph Filion. The play is onside, and Filion backhand sauces that one across the offensive zone to Raymond Vitalins, but a quick play tried to backhand it down to Dukovac, who's in the corner, but nothing doing. And all three forwards for both squads will go for a change. Now it's Shellberg. He's pressured there by Morrison, and now it's Frankie Carajoyello who gets in on the forecheck. Pavicic behind his own net will just rim that one around. Tried to find the stick of Cruz Lucius on the far half wall, but was unable to do so. And now Moulton will just rim it around where Blake Messenberg's there to meet it. Carajoyello behind the Arizona State net. Battling is Braden Morrison. That's against Cullen Potter, the second line center for the Sun Devils. Play is sent all the way up by Shellberg, and Miami's offside for a moment, and we'll have to regroup. And now goes back in on the forecheck is Frankie Carajoyello before going for a change. Shellberg tried to play it up to Shimmick and missed his stick, so it will be an Arizona State icing.
One player I really want to highlight here, especially for this game, we have Brett Miller. Now, starting off in the season, he was more of the third-string goaltender with Dahlmeyer and Rivarez being the opening two. But Brett Miller, over this past weekend against Western Michigan, in a full game, he only allowed 2 goals and had 31 saves, which is remarkable for this graduate student. So far, he's been doing great with those 2 shots on goal. He has saved both, and I'm excited to see how the outcome of this game will be affected by Brett Miller's performance.
And Miller, coming from an RPI program where he didn't really play much. He only played in 17 games, or 13 games, I should say, in his career, only started 9 before coming to Miami. So he's really getting an opportunity so far right now, and he's proven himself since the injury to Dahlmeyer. Like you said, Aiden, he took kind of control of the reins. Not to say that it's not Bruno Braveras' net, but when Brett Miller's playing as well as he is right now, it's hard to not put him in there. As we get an offensive zone draw from Miami, it's one to the near half wall, but Sam Court sends that one all the way down to the RedHawks zone. No icing, though, as Zane Dempsey was there to play it. Now it's Lucius. Lucius tries to play it to his teammate, but it's Bennett Shimmick who's dragged down, and Miami will go the other way. Quick play off the wall by Noah Beck, and now it's Cullen Potter using his wheels to move through center ice. He drops it off for Lucius. Lucius tries to find Potter. That's off the post on the goal line. Now it's Lucius again, but he just misses the stick of Noah Beck. Beck, a Clarkson transfer. And the Sun Devils are back in their offensive zone before the RedHawks regain possession. It's Zane Dempsey trying to weave away from this forecheck of the Sun Devils. Court's hit there by Emmons, and now it's Alexander. Alexander fires, but that one's blocked. Now it's Smolin. Smolin below is pressured, but gives it off to Cole Gordon just before Gordon's hit. And now it's Braden Bozer. Bozer tried to play one down, and then a cross-ice pass was whacked out of the air by a RedHawks stick. And the Sun Devils will just send it in cross corner where Alexander's there to meet it. Ryan Alexander makes a nice move, gives it up to Dowd at the point. Alexander holds for a moment. Theodore Forsanders there to pressure. He hits that puck off his stick, and now it's Nassen up through center ice before he gives it to Forsander on the near wall in the neutral zone. Sillinger tries to bank that pass off the wall. Simonovic took a spill, but Nassen ends up with it anyway, streaking down the far side through the neutral zone. Nassen shoots. That one's blockered away by Pavicic, and now it's the Sun Devils the other way. Sillinger gives it off for Ty Jackson, and he'll just dump it in deep. Hutchison's there to meet it behind the RedHawks net. Hutchison backhands that one off the wall. A great breakout by Filion as well. Finds the stick of Vitalins. He plays it through his defender's stick to Dukovac, and now it's Filion again. Vitalins behind the Arizona State net. He's hit hard there by Murchison, really throwing his body around early in this game. 10-15 remaining in the first period. Score is still 0-0 as the RedHawks have possession in their offensive zone, but not for long before Dylan Jackson takes it up with Lucas Sillinger on his left side. Sillinger turns back, tries to dump it in deep for Murchison, who is pinching, but Murchison running out of gas, and he's going to go to the bench. And we will get an icing as well on these RedHawks. A dump from their own zone kind of at that blue line, and it just rolled its way down below the goal line for an icing. So this tired RedHawks line, I guess it's also a little broken because Raymond Vitalins ended up getting a change, getting Braden Morrison on the ice, but Max Dukovac and Christoph Filion have been out there for a little bit. Connor Hutchison and Spencer Cox, the defenseman, and as you might expect, Greg Powers goes to his first line. Ryan Kerwin, who we've talked about, a senior from DeWitt, New York, played originally at Penn State before he transferred. 26 points in 24 games, I should say. Then Artem Schlein, this first-line center, a New Jersey Devils draft pick, 22 points in 18 games. And then Charlie Shane, 5 points in 9 games played. Nonetheless, still a threat. Again, a very, very mobile player. One of many on this Arizona State team. As it Sam Court plays it across for Noah Beck, far point. Back to Court. Court plays it to the dot for Shane. He plays it cross ice for Beck. Beck fires. That one's off the shoulder of Miller. Not sure entirely if he saw it all the way, but he was able to get that shoulder up and prevent a goal. Now it's Shane again. Shane will just fire it in from the red line. No icing there as he was able to gain it. Dylan Moulton back to retrieve. Moulton gains the center red, plays it far side for Messenberg. Messenberg tries to find a teammate behind him, but instead it's Cruz Lucius in maroon, and he'll just play it off to a teammate, and now it's Schmaggy coming up the left side. Schmaggy, the extra skater for this Arizona State team, also the captain for this Arizona State team. He's hit hard there by Caragiello on a little lob wedge flip out to neutral ice. And now it's Shimmick. Shimmick gives off to Lucius. Lucius, a Wisconsin transfer, was a point per game both years there, and he plays it off to Shellberg. Shellberg tries to find a man behind. He fires. That was Cullen Potter on the back door. Rebound sitting in front, but nothing doing. Great sequence of saves by Brett Miller. A really, really strong pass through traffic by Joel Shellberg, the freshman from Nacka, Sweden. 5 points in 20 games played this year. Found Potter on the back door, but a great save by Miller, and then another great save on the rebound. As it's Zane Dempsey now. Up to Matt Chupani. Ryan Sullivan just went offside as Chupani hesitated for a moment. As we hit our first media timeout of the game. We have 8:08 remaining in this first period. Score is still 0-0. Shots 5-3 in favor of the visiting Sun Devils. And we will be back with you for Miami Hockey on Red Hawk Radio following this. Please stay with us. Welcome back to Miami Hockey here on Red Hawk Radio. My name is Jeff Middleton alongside Aiden Sones. as we end January on an exciting note between these two NCHC opponents. On the ice, we get a neutral zone face-off right in front of the Arizona State bench. It'll be the first line of Ambrosio, Sullivan, and Chupani against the Arizona State third line of Lucas Sillinger, Ty Jackson, and Dylan Jackson. Ty Jackson wins that one back and plays it back for Court, who plays it across for Noah Beck. Beck gains the line, and now it's Dylan Jackson. Dylan pressured there by Ambrosio, loses the puck for a moment, and now it's Dylan Moulton who presses him against the wall, and Ryan Sullivan comes in to help. Sullivan makes a nice breakout pass to Quinn. Another great sequence of passes by the RedHawks, and now they're in their offensive zone. Colby Ambrosio tries to find a teammate, Chupani. Chupani's tripped up there, no call coming. Now it's Quinn at the point. Quinn, cross ice for Moulton. Moulton will just bank it intentionally off the end wall. It rolls all the way around where Quinn's able to pinch in the far corner. Beck plays it off the wall, trying to find a teammate. Not enough juice to make an icing, but forces the RedHawks back into their own zone. Now it's Dylan Moulton. He fires a fluttering pass, and now across the line is Ryan Alexander. Alexander had it for a moment, tried to play it to Dylan Jackson, but Moulton intercepted the pass, and now is waiting for his teammates to get open through neutral ice, and now he gives it to Quinn. Quinn plays it up for Emmons. He tries to just bank that one off the backhand as Arizona State comes the other way. A quick play out in front, goes through the legs of, I believe, Kyle Smolin. Ended up on the stick of Anthony Dowd, but he wasn't able to do anything with it, and the puck ends up back in the neutral zone. Alexander again had a couple really strong shifts on this fourth line for Arizona State. And now it's Brazen Boser. He tries to play it in, the defenseman, and now it's a shot there by Smolin, and they score on the rebound. Kind of a weird play. Smolin had it for a moment. Brett Miller looked like he had it, and not sure who got that rebound. We'll see. I believe it was Cole Gordon, and you know, we were talking about this before going on air. Cole Gordon actually came in last minute. He was supposed to be a scratch for this game, and then comes in and scores the first goal.
Yeah, speaking of first goals, it's really important, not just for Miami, but for team morale in general, but specifically for these RedHawks. When the opponent scores first, Miami is 0-15-1, and when they are trailing after one period, they are 0-14-0. So hopefully Noreen and the other guys in the bench area can talk to these players and try to fix the way that they view the essentially shifting the weight in the
You mentioned it a little bit there, but kind of tilting the ice back in their favor, as Miami has come out a lot of the times this year in games against NCHC opponents and looks good to start, but then they give up a goal or they give up two, and then it kind of derails from there. So we'll see if they can shift the weight back on the right foot as Arizona State comes back again. It's Sam Court. Court fans on that shot, and now it's Frankie Caragiello the other way. Caragiello gains the red. He'll just flip it. Tries to go around Murchison. He lays a big hit. Caragiello without the puck. But these referees, Jake Jackson and Andy Thackerberry, are letting the boys play. Now it's Cruz Lucius through center ice. Lucius down the right side. He holds, drags, turns around, and then gives it off to Gordon. Or sorry, that's Cullen Potter. Now it's Cruz Lucius to Shemek in the center ice. Now it's Ambrosio. Ambrosio pressure there, and we are going to get a penalty as Lucius tripped him up. And we know that Ambrosio has wheels for days, and he used those there as the Grant, Minnesota native Lucius will go to the box. And we will reach another media timeout before the RedHawks go to the power play, down 1-0. 5:07 remaining in the first period. 1-0's our score. Shot 6-3 in favor of the Sun Devils. We will be back in just a moment. Stay with us. Back here in Oxford, Ohio, my name's Jeff Middleton alongside Aiden Sones as we get set for the first RedHawks power play of the game. It'll be Ryan Sullivan with Braden Morrison and Theodore Forsander as the forwards, Casper Nossen, the fourth forward, and Michael Quinn quarterbacking this first unit for Anthony Noreen and Troy Thibodeau. Quinn fires that one, but it goes wide. Tried to get a deflection from Braden Morrison in front, but instead there's a battle that ensues in the corner, and the puck ends up popping out of play. So only 9 seconds gone after that first face-off. And if you're Miami, you really need a goal here. I mean, you really need to kind of establish some sort of offensive zone time. It's been a lot really back and forth as of this point. Even the Arizona State goal was not super clean, I should say, but they don't ask how you do it, they ask how many. Puck is won back to the far near corner, I should say. 3-on-2 battle ensues. 3 RedHawks, 2 Sun Devils, and the RedHawks come out on the other end. It's Casper Nossen. Nossen across ice for Theodore Forsander, up to Quinn at center point. Quinn back to Forsander, a quick tap pass to Ryan Sullivan, who made his way to the far point. Now back to Forsander, using his legs, gives it off to Quinn. Quinn center point, holds for a moment. Mohawks, then gives to Nossen on this left side. Nossen fires that one off the post. The second post that the RedHawks have hit tonight, but does not go in as Quinn goes cross ice for Forsander now. Forsander back to Quinn. Quinn handles a bouncing puck well, now feeds Nossen. Nossen moves center point. He fires that one, but it goes wide to the blocker side of Pavicic. Now it's Forsander again, tries to play it to the middle for Sullivan. Hits off a defenseman and then back to the stick of Nossen. Now Quinn near point. Quinn plays it middle for Sullivan. 47 seconds remaining on this RedHawks power play. Back to Quinn. Now Nossen. This unit's been out here the entire time. Nossen back to Quinn. And Quinn moves center point. Quinn fires, but that one's off a stick. I believe that was Cole Gordon, the Arizona State goal scorer. Now Forsander on the far half wall. Forsander tries to play it low, and a backhand attempt is blocked initially before Gordon's able to get the puck all the way down and clear it for the Sun Devils with 25 seconds remaining on this RedHawks power play. Spencer Cox quarterbacking this second unit. He takes it in by himself, loses his stick on a check from Joel Schellberg, and it's sent out of play. So another good look for the RedHawks that is just not, it just doesn't go in. I mean, we've talked about it plenty of times on this broadcast, whether it's me and, the leader of Red Hawk Radio, Luke Westpoli, who's having a great time over with the great Greg Waddell on the NCHC TV broadcast tonight. But I've talked about it with him. We've talked about this, Aiden, but scoring has been an issue, and it's kind of felt not only that in games that the RedHawks aren't getting chances, but in games that they are, for some reason or another, it's just not going in. It's a shot there, rebound in front, but it hits the body of Matt Chupani, who was taken down by Ty Murchison. A quick shot from Richard Simonovic from the point, kind of a nothing burger initially, but it turned into something. Christoph Filion tried to drag it out of traffic, and it ended up hitting his own teammate on the rebound shot.
As I was going to mention, before the power play ended, Arizona State's penalty kill is nothing to be laughed at. Ranked 16th in the entire NCAA at 83.3%. So it was a tough hill to climb for the 44th ranked power play of Miami. So we are now 5-on-5, and we will see if Miami can hold back and score a goal to tie it before the first period ends.
Yeah, Arizona State's power play clicking at an 83.3% rate now as it's Bozer on the left point after Arizona State won the offensive zone faceoff. A quick play by Lucius to try and get it down low, but Richard Simonovic is there to pick it off. Filion pokes it in onside to the RedHawks offensive zone, but a quick play out by Lucius with the hand. Plays it to Dempsey, and Dempsey fires that one hard off the end wall in the offensive zone, and Arizona's there to collect. Now it's Shimmick. The puck is sent all the way around, and it'll be an Arizona State icing with 2:29 remaining in this first period.
One of the keys of the game for these RedHawks is try to limit their penalties. Looking at Arizona State's power play, they're ranked 4th in the entire league. And it's a very scary sight to see that they score more than 1/4 of the time, 28% of the time they score on their power play. They've even scored, it seems that they have scored a power play goal in every game since the start of the new year in 8 straight games. So we really need to limit our penalties here and make sure we stay on 5-on-5 hockey.
Puck is dropped and won by Miami initially, but a battle ensued on the far half wall, and Arizona State comes out to collect. Dempsey tries to backhand that one up to Vitalins, but it gets there anyway thanks to John Emmons and a quick play from him, but it ends up on the stick of Anthony Dowd anyway, is kind of ping-ponging around. Raymond Vitalins with a steal, though, at neutral ice. Now it's Max Dukovac. Dukovac tried to play it down low for Vitalins, but he had his stick lifted by Noah Beck, and now it's Lucius again. Lucius across ice for Sam Court. He'll just play it in hard around, and Michael Quinn's there to collect. He'll go cross ice for his partner, Dylan Moulton. Moulton flips that one over the jumping Ty Jackson, and it lands right in the hand of Ryan Sullivan before lost it in his feet as he was dropping it, and now it's back to center ice after a very brief Arizona State offensive possession. Now Noah Beck, pressured there by Morrison, but able to get the pass off to Dylan Jackson, and Dylan plays it to his brother Ty, and Ty will just dump it in. Michael Quinn with a relatively weak play on the boards there. Was picked off for a moment by Sillinger, but Sillinger turned it over on his way out. Now it's Quinn through center ice again. Blake Messenberg holds, fires that one. Glove save by Pavicic, and a rebound was sitting there, but Frankie Caragiollo couldn't collect it and ended up fumbling around with it in the near corner. 1 minute remaining here in this first period. Arizona State up 1-0, as now it's Matt Chupani in the near corner. Chupani up to Simonovic, over to Cox. Cox fires that one into a mass of bodies. It's sitting there, and Blake Messenberg not able to get the shot on net. He's brought down by Sam Court, and now it's Simonovic again near side. Right pad save by Pavicic. And now Dylan Jackson's just going to get it out of trouble for Arizona State. A couple of good chances there from Miami, but still no conversion yet. Simonovic plays it all the way down and is tipped by the stick of Chupani, and now Arizona State comes the other way. Shane tried to play it between the legs to his teammate, but no one was there as he thought one of his men was streaking down center ice, but Arizona State finds their way into the offensive zone anyway. A play by Joel Shellberg to try and fake out the RedHawks defenders, and nothing doing, though, for Arizona State as the time winds down, and we finish the first period down 1-0. Are the RedHawks, and again, we've said it many times here, but not a bad period from the RedHawks, but a period that you find your way to be down 1-0 because of a lapse in judgment and a breakdown or a rebound, and it's hard to fault Brett Miller for that, as the shots that Arizona State have been putting on the net have been hard, they've been fast, and they've been right at the goaltender, and Miller's had to make saves when he did, and Miami hits 2 posts. Hampus Rydquist with the first. They hit one on the power play as well, and if you're head coach Anthony Noreen, it's hard to go back into that locker room and say that they didn't do a good job of creating anything in the offensive zone.
I really think the first period ending at the time that it did is really going to help both teams, whether it is the offsides or the flurries that have been occurring. A lot of these players have had record ice time so far, I've noticed, throughout the game. So right in the last minute of play when we had that flurry against Arizona State, we didn't see a goal come in, but I noticed a lot of those guys have been staying on the ice for at least a minute at that point. So just re-energizing, a lot more faster hockey could definitely benefit Miami's game.
So Miami enters the intermission down 1-0 to a Sun Devils team that is familiar with being up on the RedHawks even after 2 periods. As we get set for the next 40 minutes, Will Salzarulo has your intermission report here on Red Hawk Radio. We will catch you for the second period here in just a bit.
Good evening, everybody. You're listening to Red Hawk Radio. I'm Will Salzarulo. I'm giving you the intermission report for tonight's hockey game, Miami RedHawks versus the Arizona State Sun Devils. So the first period was action-packed. Arizona got a goal by Cole Gordon, assisted by Kyle Smolden and Brazen Bozer. Now that is the only goal on the board so far tonight. Now going into penalties, Arizona has a 2-minute penalty for hooking. Shots on net, Miami has 6, Arizona has 7. Now, when I was watching the period, everyone was going back and forth across the ice. That's why I feel like that's why there wasn't as many shots on goal as there was compared to other games. They just couldn't hold possession. Both sides could not hold possession. And that's pretty much it for the intermission show in between first and second period. You're listening to Red Hawk Radio. I'm Will Salzarulo, and thank you for listening. We will be back shortly.
Welcome back to this edition of Miami Hockey on Red Hawk Radio. Miami RedHawks down 1-0 against the number 12 Arizona State University Sun Devils. My name's Jeff Middleton alongside Aiden Sones as we get set for the middle period of this game. And Aiden, last period for the RedHawks, shots about even, 7-6, ASU up by 1. But in terms of chances, I mean, the RedHawks can't say that they didn't get some. I mean, they had a power play in that first period, unsuccessful as it was. The first unit was out there for essentially 1 minute and 40 seconds of the 2-minute man advantage. And, you know, you hit a post there, you hit a post earlier in the period, so they're getting around into the net. They're finding the way through with the puck. Their shots are getting through traffic, I should say, but still not able to find Twine.
Correct. Only down 1 shot on goal. But in terms of shots, in terms of other opportunities, Miami's only down by 2. 15 shots on ASU, or with ASU, compared to Miami having 13 shots.
So the only goal of that first period was Cole Gordon, and we mentioned it in that first period, a late injection into this lineup. The fourth line center, Cole Gordon, scores with assists from Smolin and Bozer as we are back underway. Miami moves left to right. ASU moves right to left. Quick play up, it's Kierwin as these two first lines face off against each other. Ryan Sullivan now, after taking the puck off of Shane. Shane getting involved with Dylan Moulton. And Shane, a 5'10 junior, facing off with a 6'2", 203-pound Dylan Moulton. That's a matchup he's probably not going to win, but still not happy with the check that Moulton laid on him as Ambrosio plays one to the middle in the offensive zone. It's Vitalins now. He'll chip it to himself in the far corner. He's pressured by Beck. Now Beck has it on his stick. He'll just play it back around to his partner, Sam Court. Court banks that one off the wall for Kierwin. Kierwin's pass unsuccessful. Now it's Vitalins the other way. He fires that one wide to the blocker side of the goaltender, Pavicic. RedHawks through center ice again. Dukovac with a fluttering backhand, intercepted by Beck, and Beck will just play it down low where Spencer Cox is there, and Cox will backhand it off the wall, but Beck has it again. Now it's Filion in the middle of the ice after a missed pass by Beck, and now Dukovac and Vitalins go 2-on-2 the other way. Dukovac gains the middle of the ice. He'll flip it towards the net, but that's gloved down by the Arizona State defenseman, and now it's Potter the other way. Potter fires, rebounds in front. Cruz Lucius there, but not able to get all of the puck as his stick was tied up by, I believe it was Spencer Cox, the back-checking defenseman, and we're going to get another penalty on ASU here. And I think it's going to be Cruz Lucius again for another trip. And he's not happy with himself. He lost his stick in the process and then put his hands on his head. So Miami will head back to the man advantage, down 1-0 after what was a hectic play in front. A good play by Spencer Cox to get the puck out of harm's way. Or sorry, that was John Emmons that got the puck out of harm's way and drew the penalty. So the same unit that was out for a long time on the RedHawks' first power play out there again, as that one's shot from the point by Quinn, deflected by Sullivan, but Pavicic was there to gather it up with the glove.
This is a make-or-break power play for Miami. They have not won a game that they did not score a power play goal on, which I find fascinating. They are 0-13-0 when not scoring on a power play compared to 3-6-2 when they do. Battle ensues there. It's won by the Sun Devils. A great play there by Colton Gordon. He'll send it all the way down for the Sun Devils. Michael Quinn back to retreat for the RedHawks. Quinn plays it straight back to Forcinder, who gains the center M. Plays it across for Nassen, a fellow Swede, and he'll play it over to the near side for Sullivan, who banks it back for Quinn center point. Quinn to Forcinder to Sullivan, but that's blocked in front by Joel Schellberg. And all of the players on the ice are going to evacuate, both the power play unit for the RedHawks and that first penalty kill unit for the Sun Devils. Spencer Cox plays it straight back for Matt Chupani, the Northeastern transfer. Chupani gives off for Vitalins, a little give and go. A great play there by, now it's Dukovac. It was Chupani to Dukovac, but Dukovac loses it along the wall, and now it's Schlane the other way. Schlane stops on the half wall, and he'll just pin it against the boards and wait for help to arrive. Instead, it's 3 RedHawks, and still Schlane has it pinned against the wall. Now it's taken the other way by Ambrosio.
Ambrosio hit in the middle of the ice, taken down for a moment before getting back to his feet. And now it's Arizona State, 2-on-1 the other way. A pass over to Schlane, backdoor, he scores. Short-handed goal by Bennett Shimmick, a great play by Artem Schlane, the New Jersey Devils prospect, and Arizona State short-handed adds to the lead 2-0.
Now Arizona State does rank 4th in the entire league in shorthanded goals with 5. Now they bump up to the 2 spot with 6 shorthanded goals. And again, I know you're saying Devils prospect. He was, I believe, in the 5th round of the 2023 draft. So again, not great for morale, but let's see how Miami seems to turn this around.
So Schlane, a graduate student from Moscow, Russia, Northern Michigan transfer, as Nassen comes the other way for the RedHawks. Nassen tries to find Forsander, still 30 seconds remaining, now down to 12 as the RedHawks had to regain possession. Now it's Forsander to Sullivan. Sullivan back to Forsander. Forsander up to Quinn at the point. Now Nassen. Nassen holds, fires that one, but that's blocked by the sliding Brayson Boser. Another block there on an attempt by Nassen, by Boser again. He'll play it cross ice for Lucius. Lucius drops back. That's Kyle Smolin, already an assist tonight. Smolin spins and fires that one below the RedHawks net. Hampus Rydquist misses it, but it goes all the way down to the stick of Sullivan, and he'll play it over to Rydquist on the breakout. Rydquist backhands that one deep. Joel Schellberg there to collect for ASU. Schellberg stops behind his own net, banks it off the wall for Murchison. Murchison plays it near side up for Jackson. That's Ty Jackson, I should say. It's taken off his stick by Messenberg. Messenberg holds, fires the glove down by Pavicic. And we're going to get a little bit of a scuffle here as John Emmons went a little bit too close to the ASU crease, and Murchison, who has been throwing his body around all night tonight, getting in the face of the RedHawks freshman.
Yeah, besides a little bit of the extracurriculars, not so much really happening for that Miami power play. Again, it is a little disappointing to see, but as long as we limit their damage from here on out and try to bolster, again, a 2-goal lead in hockey is commonly known as the worst lead to have in hockey. It's the most blown lead to ever get. So it'll be interesting to see if Miami can turn this around with 15 minutes left in the second period.
Still over halfway to go, and then again, it's not as if the RedHawks aren't getting their own chances. It's just more about being able to convert, and that's a piece of the puzzle that Anthony Noreen has yet to crack with this team. Puck is won initially by the RedHawks, but instead it's the ASU first line. Charlie Shane tries to play it cross ice for Kierwin, but it's taken off his stick by Simonovic. Now back in the RedHawks zone, it's Simonovic. Now it's Shane. Shane holds, gives it off to Kierwin. What a save by Miller. He shuts down the 5-hole. The shot was on the ice from Kierwin, and play is blown dead for a hand pass, and what a save by the graduate student goaltender.
That was amazing reflexes by Brett Miller. It's tic-tac-toe hockey almost. But good news for you RedHawks fans, did not end up scoring a goal.
Kind of an odd play at the RedHawks blue line. Was in the feet of Simonovic, and then Shane just kind of picked his pocket and took it in, thought he might shoot, made a great fake, and gave it over to his line mate Kierwin, who has 16 goals on the season. He is ASU's leading goal scorer by a fair margin as well. Now Lucius fires that one, but it's blocked off the arm of Connor Hutchison. A play towards the middle to nobody. Now Lucius again. Now it's Boser. Boser cross ice for Dowd. Dowd to Lucius. Lucius gives it to Potter. Potter fakes one way, fires that one just over the crossbar. Now it's Dowd on the far point. Dowd makes a nice pass to Boser. Boser fires, but that's blocked by Lucius in front, trying to screen Miller. 2-on-1 battle in the far corner of the RedHawks zone. Puck pops out, now it's on the stick of Chupani. Chupani floats that one towards Ambrosio. Ambrosio using his legs to beat Boser to the puck. Far corner play by Dowd up to Bennett Shimmick. Shimmick plays it cross ice for Potter, and Potter will just regroup as his two line mates go for changes. Now Now it's Ryan Alexander, backhands that one hard, takes a weird bounce off a stanchion. Brett Miller's going to have to cover it. What a weird bounce that was. Brett Miller was going to play the puck off the boards after the backhand by Ryan Alexander, and it took a bounce off the wall and bounced kind of rolling as well towards the Red Hawk net, so Miller just had to pounce on top of it.
Yeah, that's one great thing about hockey. You know, you have hockey and football. The sides of the ball, or in this case the puck, is oddly shaped, so you have these little, just different angles that the puck manages to hit. So good reflexes there by Brett Miller to prevent another goal.
And had Miller not hopped on top of it, there was an ASU forward close to the puck, so probably would have resulted in a goal if it were not for that decision. Redhawks come out of their own zone, play it over to Dukovac. He'll just dump it in. Filion goes in first on the forecheck, followed by Vitalins. A long stretch pass on net, though, as it will not be icing. And a big hit laid there by Dempsey. Believe it's Kyle Smolin who's down on the half wall. And this is not what the Redhawks needed. Smolin is down. He has yet to get up. We hope he's okay. And Dempsey's going to be escorted to the box. And we'll see what the call is here shortly. Refs are gathering in the middle of the ice now as the ASU trainers come to check on Smolin, who is still on both knees. He's moving his head around, so that is very fortunate, but is not moving and has not yet gotten himself up.
You never want to see it in the game of hockey, you know, especially for Miami, who now has a penalty kill that they have to, or a power play that they have to fend off, would you rather. So it'll be an interesting 2 minutes. This is more of a make or break part of this game.
I'm not sure what the call is going to be. If he called it a minor, that was a pretty bad hit. Looking here on the replay, numbers were showing, and you just never like to see that. Smolin now up to his feet with the help of Artem Schlein and the ASU athletic trainer Amanda Doyle in her first year with Arizona State. So Zane Dempsey is not in the penalty box. Wondering if we're having a little bit of trouble with the scoreboard here from our perch. And yeah, I believe it was a game misconduct. So Miami's going to have to kill off a long 5-minute power play, which frankly they have had success doing so far this year. But yeah, Zane Dempsey's night is over. It's going to be Theodore Forsander who serves for 5 minutes. And with ASU up 2-0, that's just a penalty you can't take.
Exactly. With this fourth-ranked power play for Arizona State, it really is not good, especially since they have scored a power play goal in every game since they started here in 2025. So we will see how this power play goes for them.
Redhawks win the draw. Chupani tried to fire it down, but ended up hitting, I believe it was Christoph Filion on the Redhawks bench, and faceoff is going to be brought back into the Redhawks zone. Puck is won back by the Sun Devils as they were trying to get to work on this 5-minute major. And again, if they score, the penalty is not over. So they will have the entire 5 minutes to try and get a goal. Puck is sent down the ice by the Redhawks penalty killers, and Arizona State's going to have to regroup here. Noah Beck makes a nice move around one, gives it back to Schlein. Schlein gives it over for Kierwin, who just sends it down and around in the RedHawks defensive zone. Hutchison's there to meet it. He'll try and throw that one out. It barely gets over the line. And now it's Christoph Filion shorthanded. Filion makes a play on the puck against Noah Beck, but he's shouldered off there. And now it's ASU the other way. Schlein gives it off for Lucas Sillinger. Sillinger gives a crossfire. Kierwin scores. So Ryan Kierwin, the leading goal scorer for these Sun Devils, gets on the board here in Oxford. His 17th goal of the year, his 27th point. And the RedHawks find themselves down 3-0 with only a minute gone on that power play for ASU.
I was saying earlier how dangerous this Arizona State power play really was, and it did come to fruition as they scored another goal. The only problem is we still have 4 more minutes on the penalty kill, so hopefully Miami cuts their losses and tries to score a shorthanded goal, as this is one of their very few more opportunities they'll have in the rest of the game.
It's Anthony Dowd now behind his own net. Puck was originally in the offensive zone for ASU, and now it's Cullen Potter. Potter using his wheels, tries to find Bennett Shimmick, but Shimmick just missed the pass, and now it's Chupani the other way. Chupani one-on-one with Dowd is just going to hold it for a moment, try and kill some time, and Ryan Sullivan comes in to help him. Now Chupani and Sullivan down 2-on-2. Chupani gets a shot from behind the goal, able to work his way around Noah Beck. Now it's Sullivan in front. He hits the crossbar. The third post the RedHawks have hit tonight, and Sullivan audibly angry with himself. Some choice words for the crowd here at Steve Coach Cady Arena. And once again, the RedHawks find themselves on the wrong end of the iron.
It really was impressive, though, how Matt Trapani managed to go around all those defenders, shorthanded on the opposing side of the ice, and that almost led to Ryan Sullivan's one-timer, but hits the crossbar. At some point, one of these pucks has to go in, you'd think.
Yeah, like you said, a really great play by Chupani, not only through the neutral zone, waiting for Sullivan to come help him out, but also able to pin the puck and able to work it around behind the Arizona State net and give Sullivan a chance for a goal. Play resumes here, and Simonovic just fires that one a little too hard. Christoph Filion was streaking through the middle, but the puck is sent all the way down into Arizona State territory, and they will come the other way. It's Beck again. Beck to Kierwin, already a goal tonight on the same power play. Kierwin gives it back up to Beck, far point. Beck cross ice for Sillinger. Sillinger across, backside. It was, I believe it was Schlein, and another shot there. Good save by Miller, but a good play there across ice through the seams. It was Sillinger across to Schlein, and backside trying to find Dylan Jackson, but pass was just a little too hot to handle.
Now 2 minutes and 28 seconds, officially halfway done through this penalty kill. And although we've given up a goal, I do see more signs of life, especially in these last few minutes or two. Now, that one play was broken up, which was great to see because they are, again, very dangerous on this power play. So more of those times that we're going to break up these penalties are a great sign that there's more to come.
Cruz Lucius backhands that to Dowd, and now it's Potter on this near side. Potter fires that one off the crossbar. An absolute rocket from Cullen Potter, and now he's got the puck again. Tries to handle a bouncing puck from Cruz Lucius, who maintains it on the far side now. Lucius holds, now below the goal line, back up to Dowd, across ice for Potter again on this near side. Potter tries to find Lucius, but it ends up in the body of the kneeling Sullivan, trying to prevent another seam pass. He does just that and sends it all the way down. Now it's Dowd again. Dowd holds, fakes Filion, enters the zone by himself, now has help. Dowd far point, back to Sillinger near side. Sillinger fires, that one's blocked by Braden Morrison. Arizona State still possesses though, it's Schlein, tries to feed it middle. It's turned over for a moment, now it's Dowd again. Sillinger cross back for Schlein. Schlein holds, right in front, he scores! It's Kierwin again. A 2-goal night for the ASU's leading goal scorer. 18 goals on the season now as this ASU power play converts for a second time.
Now there was so much traffic around the net, just in general, that it was really hard to just track the puck. There was a bunch of rebounds and all that sort of stuff. So I wouldn't even credit this for Brett Miller's fault. I would just credit it to an unlucky bounce.
A really great passing sequence once again from Sillinger, Schlein, and Kierwin. And Kierwin was on the receiving end of another great play by his line mates. And obviously Kierwin creating his own offense today. Goes to the net hard and able to convert on the backdoor play. Like you said, Aiden, not really Brett Miller's fault. Hard to fault him when one of your teammates takes a 5-minute major that is unprecedented at that time, only down 2-0, and now you're down 4-0. You find yourselves way on the wrong end of the scoreboard with still just under a minute remaining of this power play, and now it's ASU again the other way. It's Shimmick, plays it around for Cullen Potter. Potter near side, backhands that one to Beck. Beck fires off the shoulder, rebound sitting in front. Brett Miller pounces on it. The stick of Shimmick was there, but the graduate student goaltender able to put his glove on top of the biscuit. Good enough for a defensive zone faceoff for Miami. 38 seconds remaining on this penalty kill, and 9:10 remaining in the second period. Arizona State up 4-0. Shots in favor of the visitors, 15-10 as well. Miami wins that draw, and Hutchison plays it around to Chupani, who is in the place of Rydquist for the moment, and he just sent it down all the way. So Arizona State will get one last rush here. Try and get something going. Schlein gives it to Sillinger, but it goes offside. We're going to have a neutral zone draw with 18 seconds remaining on this man advantage.
As long as they hold off on these last 18 seconds, these might be the most important 18 seconds of the entire game. This is a do-or-die, make-or-break situation here, and try to put one on the board.
So a near-side neutral zone draw in the RedHawks half of the ice. Arizona State wins it. As the clock winds down, 10 seconds remaining, and puck is sent all the way down by Sullivan, which will do it for the penalty, but 2 goals scored on the 5-minute major and game misconduct to Zane Dempsey. And if you're Arizona State, it's hard to ask for more than that. 2 goals from Ryan Kierwin, and now it's the RedHawks. Raymond Svitalins brings it in. He shoots. That one's blockered away. Puck is bouncing in the slot. A good save by Pavicic. And now it's behind the Arizona State net. Cole Gordon tried to backhand that one up, but the play didn't work. Fortunately, Brazen Boser was there. And that's sent all the way into the RedHawks zone where Michael Quinn collects. Quinn banks it off the boards for Vitalins. Vitalins plays it backward to Cox. And Cox will just play it up the other side for Forsander, who will just touch it in and go for a change. Now it's ASU the other way. Schlein, the first line center. A multi-point game tonight. Pressured there by Moulton, and he'll just backhand that one down low. Thought Kierwin might be there, but Kierwin ended up in the slot. And instead it's the RedHawks the other way. Vitalins across the center M will just flutter that one in. Joel Schellberg tried to kick it with his skate, but unable to do so, and he'll just play it across for Ty Murchison. Murchison sends that one down, trying to find the stick of Charlie Shane, but nothing doing, as it will be an icing with 7:19 remaining in the second period.
Just looking at shots on goal for this second period, although the ASU Sun Devils have scored 3 goals, ASU has only 3 more shots on goal this period than the Miami RedHawks. So an interesting stat. So we'll see, does that correlate with the opportunity that Miami will have when they have a better opportunity to score? Will those shots on goal reflect that? Or will we see another 0 in the Miami column?
A lot of times Anthony Noreen has talked about this. He's said multiple times this RedHawks team, when they get to where they want to be, it's not that they're going to put up a lot of shots, but it's all about the quality of shots. And while, yes, the shot counter on the scoreboard is close, the quality of shots have been very different. Clearly with 2 backdoor goals as the RedHawks go the other way. It's Kasper Nassen across for Hampus Rydquist. Rydquist brings it across the blue line. He fires. That one's patted away by Pavicic, and now it's Dylan Jackson the other way. Dylan Jackson makes a move, but that one's sent wide. Jackson turning Blake Messenberg inside and out. Unable to convert, though, as Frankie Caragiello will bank it off the wall for himself into the RedHawks offensive zone. Caragiello leaves it off for Spencer Cox. Cox fires, deflected, rebound in front. Whacking away at it is Messenberg. Puck is still loose, but the referees blow the play dead. So another good chance for the RedHawks in front of the net, but Luke Pavicic, the UMass Lowell transfer, was up to the task as we will go to our first media timeout of the period with 6:10 remaining. ASU 4, Miami nothing. We'll be back in just a moment here on Red Hawk Radio. Back here at Steve Coach Cady Arena, it's the Sun Devils 4, the RedHawks nothing. 6:10 remaining in this middle frame. Shots 15-13 in favor of Arizona State. Offensive zone draw for the RedHawks. Blake Messenberg is kicked out of the circle. It'll be Braden Morrison that comes in for him. Puck is down, and it's ASU who comes out with possession. Ryan Alexander gives off for Cole Gordon, and now it's Kyle Smolin. Good to see him back out there after he took that big hit from Dempsey. He gets one on net, a backhand play. Fortunately, Brett Miller's shoulder was there, and Frankie Caragiello had the puck in front of the RedHawks net and just played it back to Brett Miller.
That was a very risky move there. Brett Miller had to dive for the puck. I could have easily seen a scenario in which that accidentally went into the goal.
So we will get another media timeout here because of that long 5-minute power play and then a few icings here and there. So we will be back again in just a moment. Score is still 4-2, or 4-0, excuse me, for Arizona State. 5:52 remaining in the second period. We'll be back. Back here at Steve Coach Cady Arena from atop the ice. My name's Jeff Middleton alongside Aiden Sones. 4-0 is our score in favor of the visiting Arizona State Sun Devils after 2 goals from Ryan Kierwin on the power play. It's going to be another offensive zone faceoff for Arizona State, as now it's Murchison after the faceoff win. It sends that one wide. Now it's Shellberg at the far point. Shellberg sends it down low for Cole Gordon. Now plays it back to Smolin on the near side. Smolin held there for a moment before Gordon's able to gather the puck and plays it back up to Murchison before the puck is sent out to neutral ice. Murchison again using his legs, a Philadelphia Flyers draft pick from Corona, California. Played for the U.S. National Team Development Program. Same program that Cruz Lucius played for. And now it's Michael Quinn. He fires, rebound in front. It's Nassen, but he puts that one right off the pad, unable to lift the puck. Now it's Simonovic near center point. Excuse me. He sends that one off a mass of bodies in front of the net. And Arizona State just lifts that out to safety. Now it's Alexander streaking down the near side. But he brings the puck across offside, so we will get a neutral zone draw with 4:58 remaining in the second period.
So you have this Arizona State Sun Devils team that is third in the NCHC. What I truly admire about this team is that they've managed to do so much with not the most prestigious players on the team. Again, we only have 3 NHL prospects on the team. We have North Dakota and Denver with about 10 or 11 prospects. So what they managed to do with all these players is truly impressive.
And it's interesting looking at the teams in the NCHC. Not only would I agree with you that Arizona State having only 3 prospects is unfamiliar for this conference, but you look at teams like Western Michigan, the 3rd-ranked team in this country, and they only have a few prospects on their roster as well. Same thing with Omaha. Omaha, another team that has been really, really successful in this conference, but is not really deep with NHL prospects. And it's all about the kind of system that those head coaches, including Greg Powers, the head coach of Arizona State, has kind of put onto this team. And they've really, Greg Powers has been with Arizona State for 17 seasons now, and there's a reason for that. He worked his way up from them being an independent school and now being in arguably the best conference in college hockey and succeeding in it as well. Play back underway as it's Richard Simonovic in the RedHawks zone. He plays it straight up for Matt Chupani, who leaves it for Colby Ambrosio, who's using his legs. He backhands that one, is blocked away, and sent back to the front, and Ambrosio was hit hard below the goal line. He's struggling to get up. And he's all the way down as Arizona State hits a post, and the RedHawks are going to come back the other way. 2-on-1. It's Chupani. Ambrosio, now Vitalins joins in. Chupani unable to make a play to the front. He tries to play again to Raymond Vitalins. I believe it was Noah Beck who was back and laid out to make a good play with his stick. And a shot there, another shoulder save by Miller. We are getting all sorts of back and forth action. I can hardly keep up. Now it's Ty Jackson. Noah Beck. Good play by Hutchison to chip away from the deflected puck. And now Vitalins doesn't have a stick shot from the point. Brett Miller doesn't have his stick either. Now he does. Now Noah Beck near point. Beck across to Sillinger, who fans on the one-timer. Now it's Dylan Jackson. Play there by Sam Court. He's unable to get his shot through, and Vitalins without a stick. Dukovac passed it to him, but Vitalins had to lay out. Now a shot in front. Brett Miller has it in his pad, and Jackson's going to try and wrap it around. My goodness. Absolute chaos. There's a broken stick, and now the RedHawks come the other way. It's Dukovac and Morrison. Now Dukovac. Dukovac tried to play it in front for Morrison, but Morrison kind of behind the Arizona State defender. That was Noah Beck. And instead, unable to get any really offensive chance for it, as now it's Caragiello. Works his way up to the point. He spins and fires, but that one's blocked, and Pavicic is just going to hold on to that one after it bounced off the end wall and back to his cage. My goodness.
Yeah, what an interesting few minutes of play. A lot of back and forth hockey. I wouldn't really call it sloppy. It's just a lot of plays did not really end up the way they were supposed to, and a lot of breakaways occurred during this. So a lot of credit to both goalies for that, for both fending off breakaways from both sides.
play certainly opening up here more. The Raymond's Vitalin's stick breaking did not help at all as Dukovac tried an exit pass to Vitalin's, and Vitalin's had to just dive for it and see if he could knock it out. He was unable to do so, though. Now it's Teddy Forsander. Forsander back to Nassen, who tried to play it across for Quinn, but that was intercepted by Schlein. And now it's Nassen back again. Nassen lays a hit there. Now Emmons. Emmons tries to find Forsander in the slot. Instead, it bounces all the way up to the point for Quinn. Quinn fires, but that one's punched away by Bozer. Now Emmons behind the goal. Banks it off for Quinn. Quinn goes cross point for Cox, and Cox just backhands that one really hard into the Miami bench. Watch out, Andy Geshin and Ethan Dahlmeyer.
Yeah, good thing Ethan Dahlmeyer was back there. He had his glove ready for that.
Longtime equipment manager Andy Geshin wiping his forehead in sarcasm. A staple of this RedHawks program, Andy Geshin is. Shout out to him and our good friend Parker Geshin. Leads the ice scrapers every media timeout, does a great job. This play resumes, and it's Arizona State the other way before Ryan Sullivan changes that. Chupani will flip it in from just behind the red line, and it's going to be a RedHawks icing with 1:52 remaining in the second period. Score still 4-0 Arizona. Shots are even at 17 apiece. So we will get a near side offensive zone draw for Arizona State. It's going to be Cole Gordon, excuse me. He wins it back, but Simonovic gets there first. Simonovic pressured there by Murchison. He'll one-hand it around and play it over to Ambrosio. Ambrosio, far corner, plays it up for Moulton at the point. Now Simonovic near side. Simonovic banks it down where Chupani's there to meet it. Chupani plays it for Ambrosio on the other side of the net. Ambrosio going to use his wheels, fans on a shot from the point. And the puck squirts out across the blue line, so the RedHawks will just have to regroup, and Ambrosio visibly upset with that effort to try and get the shot through. Simonovic plays it up for Max Dukovac. Dukovac now into the zone. Plays it for Rydquist. One-timer, that one's blocked away. Hutchison tries to play it low. That's intercepted by Shellberg before being sent down, and now on the stick of Kyle Smolin. It's sent out, and now Cullen Potter tries to chase it down. Instead, it's Filion. Now Filion up to Vitalin's. Vitalin's down the near side. He holds, drags, shoots. That one's loose, but it's saved again on the rebound by Pavicic. We're going to get some extracurricular here as Max Dukovac not happy with Murchison, who once again finds himself in the middle of everything. There will not be any penalties on the play. Both players go to their respective benches. Continue to glare at one another until both take a seat. And the RedHawks will get an offensive zone draw here with exactly 50 seconds on the scoreboard.
I believe that's the second skirmish of the night, correct? Both by the Arizona State goal side. So we'll see if anything comes to fruition from that.
Arizona State wins the draw. It's Sam Court tries to play it out. The RedHawks are able to maintain the zone before Blake Messenberg throws it off the skate of Noah Beck. All the way back in the RedHawks zone, it's Rydquist, tries to find Messenberg, but he had to spin and try to backhand that one out of midair. Now it's Caragiello, just banks it off the boards, hit there by Lucius, and Blake Messenberg goes into forecheck before losing his stick after a hit. Rydquist takes a moment to gather the puck, but plays it across ice. Now Hutchison. Hutchison plays it up for Caragiello, who dumps that one in. Now it's Noah Beck below the goal line. He gets the puck back and now moves it into the offensive zone. It's Lucius. Lucius drags, fires. Blocker save by Miller. And the period will come to an end. A good shot block by Blake Messenberg as time expires on the period. So moving into the final frame, it's 4-0 Arizona State, and boy, does Miami have to do some work, especially after a really tough period that had a 5-minute major and a game misconduct to Zane Dempsey, and it resulted in 2 power play goals, both by Ryan Kerwin.
No, you're absolutely right. Going into the psychology of these hockey players, the first goal is always the hardest to score. So once a team scores first, it just is a matter of time before more come in. So it is really up to these critical few minutes in this third period. If a goal is scored for the RedHawks, it could be a sign that there's more to come.
The Arizona State power play coming into this game, 21 for 75, good for a 280 conversion rate, or a 28% conversion rate, I should say. But as we enter the final frame, we're going to see Miami have to play for some pride here. It's not that they've been poor tonight offensively, but need to put a couple pucks in the back of the net, especially considering a rematch with this same Sun Devils team tomorrow in this back-to-back. So when we come back, we will have a third period for you. But before we do that, it's going to be Will Salzarulo with your intermission report here on Red Hawk Radio. So stick with us. This is Miami Hockey. My name is Jeff Middleton alongside Aiden Soames.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the second intermission show. Now, we had a very exciting period if you are a fan of Arizona State. They have 3 goals so far in this 3 goals in the second period alone. First goal was a short-handed goal by Bennett Schmeik, and assisted by Artem Schlein and Joel Schelberg. Another goal by Arizona State. This one was a power play goal by Ryan Kerwan, assisted by Lucas Sillinger and Artem Schlein. Another power play goal, also by Ryan Kerwan, also assisted by Artem Schlein and Lucas Sillinger. No, I'm not saying the same goal twice. Those are 2 different goals. Now let's go into penalties. Arizona State had a 2-minute penalty for tripping. It was a minor penalty, and Miami did not score on that opportunity. Miami had a 5-minute major penalty from hitting from behind, and Arizona State managed to capitalize on this power play twice. Sadly, there was an injury for Arizona State. Number 25, Kyle Smolden. He got a massive hit from behind by Miami's Zane Dempsey. However, I'm glad to report that it appears that he is okay. He returned to the bench shortly after he was hit. I think he's going to be all right. Now, looking at shots on net, Miami with 18, Arizona with 17. Now, Arizona has been the better team throughout the second period, scoring more goals, although having less shots on net. Now, in conclusion, Miami with 0, Arizona with 4. That is the end of the second period. Third period is coming at you in less than 5 minutes, so stay tuned. You're listening to Red Hawk Radio.
Welcome back to Steve, Coach Cady Arena here in Oxford, Ohio. My name is Jeff Middleton alongside Aiden Sones as we get set for the final frame. This NCHC matchup between the Miami RedHawks and the Arizona State University Sun Devils. And Aiden, last period, play was still pretty even. Miami ends up leading in shots after those 20 minutes are finished, but a 5-minute major and a game misconduct for Zane Dempsey put Arizona State on the man advantage for an extended period of time. They scored 2 goals, and frankly 2 goals that looked relatively easy and not really the fault of goaltender Brett Miller at all. And RedHawks had a couple chances, hit a couple more posts. They've hit 4 tonight. Not really getting any bounces so far, but what do you want to see from them here in this third period?
I mean, going into this game, it's what you expected. In the NCHC, Arizona State does lead the entire conference in most goals scored. So as long as we just try, again, we want to boost morale for this team. We need to at least just score the first goal, and then maybe more will start to trickle their way.
Puck is down, and we are underway. Arizona State moving left to right. Miami moving right to left. Here in the final 20 minutes of regulation, it's Matt Chupani in the RedHawks zone. Plays it cross near side for Richard Simonovic. Simonovic tries to play it through the defender that was Sam Court to find Ryan Sullivan, but unable to do so. And a big hit laid there by Dylan Moulton. And then Ryan Sullivan's tripped up in the corner. There's going to be no call. Great pass, though, to Chupani. Back to Ambrosio. The net's off its moorings. Nobody collided with it. I believe it was just Luke Pavicic that tried to get on his post and ended up pushing it off. So a good start for the RedHawks in terms of puck movement, but an unfortunate happening with the net and kind of halts any chance they had at all of getting some offensive time in the zone.
The net is the player of the game for these Arizona State Sun Devils. A lot of shots hit the crossbar against Miami, and now that the goal is moving once Miami is getting red hot, it is just very unfortunate to see.
Arizona State wins the defensive zone draw, and out again is that threatening first line, Ryan Kirwan. Kirwan has 2 goals tonight, and now it's Cullen Potter. Potter checked there by Spencer Cox, but not before throwing it to the corner, and Casper Nassen had a little trouble collecting and ended up squeaking in front of Brett Miller's goal before going all the way across to the near side of the Miami defensive zone. 2-on-2 battle in the near corner. It's Cruz Lucius. Lucius backhands that one all the way around, picks it up is Brazen Boser. Potter tries to play it across for Boser again. He'll just drop it off for Dowd. Dowd makes a move. He's tripped up. There's not going to be a penalty called, but fortunately for the RedHawks, as Arizona State still possesses. Dowd plays it down low for Lucius. Lucius between his legs scores! A great pass from Lucius to Cullen Potter in the slot between his legs, facing the boards on the goal line, and just pass it right to the tape of Potter, who has been in and around it all night. What a play there from the Sun Devils to make it 5-0.
Going into the game, I did notice Arizona right out of the gate trying to score really close to the net. They have a bunch of guys crashing the net, trying to get one in, and it seems like it did pay off here with that beautiful behind the pass, or in between the legs pass, I should say. That's going to end up in a highlight reel somewhere.
So be checking to make sure Everything College Hockey has that one posted, because what a phenomenal pass by Cruz Lucius to Cullen Potter, who we know has wheels, but was in the right place at the right time and was on the receiving end of that play. Arizona State comes back in again, and now it's Vitalins. Vitalins trying to get around Shellberg. He makes his way to the net, fires, but that one is fluttering off the stick and into the glove of Pavicic.
Overall, I would say Miami is playing a lot better of hockey. It's just those breakaways, those times like we are so close to scoring a goal, and then it just ends up going the other way, and they just get lucky on one of their passes, and it ends up going in. It's a little frustrating to see it as a RedHawks fan.
Lucius, we talked about him earlier, but was a point per game as a freshman at Wisconsin, and then was just below a point per game as a sophomore before transferring to Arizona State. And we've seen why tonight. He has only that assist, but still been in and around the puck all night as Blake Messenberg now fires that one, but it's on the ice and wide. Max Dukovac there to collect, and he'll play it around for Dylan Moulton. Moulton stops it at the half wall, makes him move around one man, tries to wrap it around, rebound, scores! Dylan Moulton does it all by himself. A great play to stop the puck on the half wall. And instead of trying to find a man, he just takes it to the net on the wraparound. A bad rebound given out by Luke Pavicic. And Miami is officially on the board.
As I was saying earlier, it's that first goal that is the hardest to score. So now that the Miami has some momentum behind them, will we see Miami score 1 or 2 more goals, maybe even 4 more goals by the end of this period? Only time will tell.
So a very necessary goal for the RedHawks just to see one of those pucks go in. I mean, as we mentioned earlier, they've hit a couple crossbars, a couple posts, had their fair share of chances. And not a great rebound if you're Luke Pavicic, who has had a good game so far. I think he's been strong for the Sun Devils in net tonight. But I'm sure he wants that one back, as that's a RedHawk icing, and we'll get a defensive zone draw for the RedHawks. Blake Messenberg to take it against Artem Schlein. Puck is dropped, tied up for a moment. It's Schlein that wins it, and now the Arizona State first line's back to work. It's Kerwin. Kerwin drops it low for Schlein. Schlein banks it off the back of the net for Shane. Bozer, now Shane. Shane cross ice for Dowd. Dowd near half wall. One hands it down low for Schlein. Schlein finds Kerwin. Kerwin stops one way, goes the other. Now Dowd at the near point. Cross ice for Bozer. Bozer back to Dowd. Dowd loses it for a moment. Now Bozer again. Bozer finds Shane, but he fans on the one-timer. Messenberg laid out to block that one, and now it's Simonovic behind the RedHawks net. Finds Moulton. Moulton to Caragiollo. He'll just dump that one in and get a change here, as after the icing, this line for the RedHawks needs to go off, and now it's Cruz Lucius again for Arizona State. Been in and around it all night. Now Potter the goal scorer. Should say the most recent goal scorer for these Sun Devils, as they have 5. Potter using his legs, one-hands it a couple times and is able to get it all the way down into the RedHawks zone. Michael Quinn tries to leave it off for Cox, but ends up on the stick of Bennett Shimmick, and it's sent out after the chance by Spencer Cox. Now Lucius makes his move around Sullivan, finds a man in the slot. It's Murchison, but that one was blocked away by Colby Ambrosio. Now Murchison again. Tries to find Potter, but the puck was bouncing and too hard for him to corral. Now it's Shimmick again. He's hit hard by Cox before the RedHawks gain possession. Quinn tries to find him, but it's blocked away by Lucius. Now Potter across for Lucius. He fans on the one-timer, kind of a bouncing puck, a little bit of a weird play. And now it's Colby Ambrosio the other way. Ambrosio drags, shoots. That one's wide. Rebound in front. But Pavicic is able to stick that one away, and now Arizona State is just going to clear it out of trouble. Hampus Rydquist tries to play it up for Ambrosio. Dylan Jackson holds him there for a moment until goes all the way over to Hutchison, and now Rydquist back with it in the RedHawks zone. Hutchison again on the near side of the RedHawks zone. Tries to play it up. 2 RedHawks there, but not able to gain possession, and now it's Noah Beck. Christoph Filion with the good forecheck, though. Now Max Dukovac drags, shoots, but that's blocked again by the Sun Devils. Sam Court standing in the way of that attempt. Now Dylan Jackson up for his brother Ty. Not before Christoph Filion could get there and block the attempted pass. Filion, but gives it away. Now Dylan Jackson shoots, saved by Brett Miller. What a glove snare.
Yeah, that was a very dangerous one-on-one there. Good job by Brett Miller. Just getting the glove up just a little bit to just get the puck right in there.
A bad turnover by Christoph Filion after a good forecheck to block a pass. You just can't make that pass through center ice. But he did anyway, and fortunately it didn't cost the RedHawks anything. So an offensive zone draw for the Sun Devils. One back by Ryan Sullivan, or excuse me, that's Blake Messenberg. Now Braden Morrison and Frankie Caragiello go the other way. Caragiello is slammed into the wall by Bozer, and chaos ensues behind the Arizona State net as the puck is pinned along the end wall. It's Braden Morrison and a couple other Sun Devils in there. The puck ended up in neutral ice. Kyle Smolin tried to flip it off the wall and instead flipped it into the Miami bench. So we'll get a neutral ice faceoff.
Again, if you're just looking at the stat sheet, it looks like Miami and Arizona State is about even in almost every category. So far in the third period, shots and shots on goal are exactly the same. Even face-off percentages are very close, 5-3 in favor of Arizona. But then you look at the scoreboard and you see 5-1. It really just shows how the quality of shots aren't seen through the stat sheet. The stat sheet doesn't give the talent that Arizona State has justice.
RedHawks come the other way through center ice. It's Ambrosio, and we know the kind of speed that he possesses. He's pinned along the wall now. It's Simonovic across for Cox. Cox plays it down low for Emmons. Now Ambrosio. Ambrosio tries to play it out in front for Chupani, but it ends up on the stick of Cox anyway. Chupani plays it around for Ambrosio. Ambrosio, low circle, tries to fire short side, but a good shoulder save there by Pavicic. Now Spencer Cox gains the zone, tries to play it through for Ambrosio, and Ambrosio tried a backhand pass to Chupani, but Schellberg was in the way. Now Sullivan. Up to Cox, cross ice for Quinn. Quinn holds, fires, blocked by the leg of Bennett Shimmick. The RedHawks will have to regroup. Now Chupani. Chupani for Sullivan. Sullivan brings it in, but it's poked off his stick by Sam Court, and now it's Court the other way. Court tries to fire a pass across ice to find Shimmick, but that was blocked by Chupani. Now Hutchison in his own zone. It's Michael Quinn behind the RedHawks net. Quinn holds. Pressured there by Shimmick, able to make the pass to Forsinder in neutral ice. Forsinder on the near side, tries to bank pass for Hutchison, ends up on the stick of Nassen, and he'll just send it down low, where Noah Beck is there to gather for Arizona State. Now Cullen Potter. He holds, fakes at the blue line, and just sends it backhand over for Sam Court. Court down low to Shimmick. Now up to Beck. Beck tried to fire that one across, but Forsinder got in the way, and he'll send it up to neutral ice, not before Raymond Vitalins turns it over, but fortunately Shimmick was at the end of a shift and just had to send it in. Ty Jackson off for Lucas Sillinger, tries to give it across for Dylan Jackson, I should say. But the play is offside with 11:41 remaining in this third period, and we will get a media timeout. So the RedHawks get on the board, but the score is still 5-1 in favor of the visiting Sun Devils, and we will be back with you for the back half of this final period in regulation when we come back. You're listening to Miami Hockey on Red Hawk Radio. Back here in Oxford, Ohio, Arizona State leads the Miami RedHawks 5-1. 11:41 remaining in this third period. My name's Jeff Middleton alongside Aiden Sones. RedHawks looking to make even more of an impact here on the scoreboard. Whether or not they can come back is the real question, but play has been pretty even so far. Honestly, you'd probably argue the RedHawks have had the better of the chances here in this third period. Dukovac comes into the zone. Christoph Filion fires that one way high, but it's gloved out of the air by Pavicic, and he will hold on for a faceoff. So we're going to get a face-off here on the near side of the RedHawks offensive zone. It'll be Vitalins, Dukovac, and Filion, with Moulton, the goal scorer for the RedHawks, and Simonovic on defense. Puck is won back by Cole Gordon. Played around for Ryan Alexander. He banks it out of the defensive zone for the stick of Richard Simonovic, and Simonovic will just send it back down where Pavicic is able to collect behind his own net. Now it's Murchison, makes a nice spin move to ward off Vitalins and feeds it over to his partner. That's Ethan Schmaggy, the extra skater here for Arizona State. Play moves down to the RedHawks zone. Now it's Smolin over to Gordon, and he fanned on the one-timer. I'm a little shocked that Miller's having a hard time getting up in the RedHawks net. That shot didn't look really hard, but it might have hit him up high. Nonetheless, the save was made to keep the score at 5-1, and Miller is still down.
Yeah, it was a very awkward shot. It did hit him sort of in the chest area, so I wonder if he's all right, but it seems like he's doing fine as he's staying in the game.
Arizona State wins another face-off. Now it's Kierwin's shot, saved by Miller. Kierwin looking for the hat trick.
Well, the last time an opposing player scored a hat trick was at Robert Morris on October 19, 2024, with Walter Zacher scoring 3 goals in the 4-1 RMU win.
Another face-off win by Arizona State. Kerwin again with the shot off the draw, and Brett Miller there to make the stop once again. But this first line for Arizona State really able to generate some offense. I mean, we've seen it already tonight on that 5-minute power play, but boy, these are 3 players who are not only very talented, but also very in sync with each other. Big hit laid there by Ryan Sullivan. Now it's Court, though. Sam Court for Arizona State tried to get a shot through, and a big block by Colby Ambrosio before the puck was turned over, and a play in front. Shane tried to find Schlein, but that just did not stay on his stick for long enough for him to get a shot off. Puck bouncing around in the neutral zone. It's Ryan Sullivan, backhands for Ambrosio near side. Ambrosio makes a nice dipsy dangle move, plays it up for Hutchison. Hutchison holds and will just play it down low where Sullivan meets Beck in the near corner. Now Cullen Potter the other way. Potter using those legs, already has a goal tonight. Fended off by Morrison. Excuse me, that's Moulton. Now it's Cruz Lucius. Lucius drags around one man. He holds just a little bit longer before the puck is poked off his stick by Moulton and sent all the way down by Colby Ambrosio. Good zone exit from Arizona State. It's Lucius again, now Dowd. Dowd fires, but that one's partially blocked by Moulton. Now it's Bennett Shimmick. Shimmick holds, tries to play it up for Bozer. Now Dowd. Gives over to Potter. Potter goes cross ice for Lucius. Lucius hit hard there by Simonovic. Puck still in the offensive zone for Arizona State as Dowd shoots, but that's blocked by Emmons. And Lucius upset with himself that he wasn't able to make an extra play there. So with 9:06 remaining in this third period, a comeback seems very unlikely at this point, but there are still some things to take away from what the RedHawks have done here in the final frame.
Yeah, there still are a lot of good things to look at. If you're looking in terms of shots on goal, Miami has fared pretty well against Arizona State. They've had 21 shots on goal compared to Arizona State's 22. It just seems that just like some unlucky post shots and all that. If all those post shots went in, this would have been a tie game right now.
And of course, Arizona State has hit a couple posts tonight, but the Miami chances have been there. A shot by Sillinger, or I should say a pass. He tried to find Ty Jackson next to the RedHawks net, but nothing doing. Now Murchison near point. Murchison fires a fastball right at the head of Christoph Filion. He has to duck out of the way. Now Joel Shelberg gives off for Sillinger once again. Michael Quinn engages with Ty Jackson. Now Shelberg at the near point goes cross ice for Murchison. Murchison fires on the ice, redirected, scored. It's Lucas Sillinger, the graduate student from Regina, Saskatoon, and he scores his 4th goal of the game. Sillinger also related to Cole Sillinger, a little fun fact, of the Columbus Blue Jackets. So any Columbus Blue Jackets fans in the house got to see a relative of Cole Sillinger
Little Ohio
score a goal.
connection.
Little Ohio connection, that's exactly right. So it's 6-1 Arizona State. With still 8 minutes remaining in this game. If you're Miami, you did get one on the board, but unfortunately now you're still down overall in this period. As the puck is played back in by Ryan Alexander. Good play by Braden Morrison off the pass from Caragiello. Morrison holds on the far side. Plays it down low. Messenberg's there to meet it, and then Forsanders around. Kasper Nassen, the big Swede, 6'4", first year for Miami. Meets it along the half wall. Simonovic is able to keep it in. He makes a move around one man. Makes a backhand pass, tries to find Moulton, but instead Smolin picks it off. Moulton able to get on the back check, though. Really good play from the Miami goal scorer. Nassen tries to dump it in, and we're going to get a penalty here. It's going to be a hooking call, and the RedHawks are going to go back to the power play here.
Looks to be on number 25, Kyle Smolin. So although the game might be out of grasp for these RedHawks, another goal could be a good sign for what's to come tomorrow. I know Coach Noreen, in his press conference earlier, did talk about how overall the second game is usually better than their first game. Their first game, they noticed the play style and they noticed what they need to improve on, and it seems to get a lot better the second game. I know Western Michigan was a prime example of that, as the RedHawks lost 8-3 in the first game, but only lost by 2, 2-0 shutout for Western Michigan the second game. So overall, if you are a RedHawks fan, stay tuned for the second game, as it could very well be a lot better than this one.
RedHawks power play underway. Michael Quinn feeds over for Nassen near side. Nassen holds, drops back for Quinn. Quinn fakes a shot, makes a one-man fall, gets some oohs and ahs from the crowd. And Quinn still has it center point. Quinn over to Forsander. Back to Quinn, center point. Down for Nassen in the near side circle. Cross ice for Forsander. Forsander back for Quinn. Quinn fires, that one's blockered away by Pavicic. Scrum on the near wall, ends up with the puck on the stick of the ASU penalty killers, and they send it on net. Brett Miller has to make a save, and he'll give it off for Richard Simonovic. Simonovic gains the blue line, and he holds at the near point, then plays it down low. Blake Messenberg is thrown to the ground by Noah Beck. A good keep by Simonovic initially, and now it's Shimmick the other way. Shimmick going 2-on-1 with Schlane. Schlane holds, backhand, scores. So a 1-on-1 with Dylan Moulton turned into a 2-on-1 with Artem Schlane on the back end of a beautiful forehand backhand move. And it's 7 now for Arizona State.
Well, no wonder why the Devils drafted him. That was a great goal by him, Artem Shlain from Moscow, Russia. Again, as a RedHawks fan, it is a little sad to see another short-handed goal scored on you. So maybe 1 or 2 more goals go the RedHawks' way and it boosts a little more morale.
So 7-1 is our score, and you know, Aiden, when I watched this game, and I'm sure you agree with this, and we've kind of talked about it through this broadcast, but this is not a game that looked like it was going to end up 7-1, especially through 2 periods. I mean, you take a bad penalty, and that puts some goals on the board, but RedHawks just haven't really been able to get anything going here other than the Middleton goal, and even then it was a little bit fluky. So we'll see what they can do here. As the RedHawks try and create anything in the offensive zone. That goal was shorthanded as well. The penalty just expired a few seconds ago. A backhand shot from Rydquist in the zone is kicked away by Pavicic. Yeah, that is 2 shorthanded goals for Arizona State tonight. And, you know, if you're Miami, if you're Zach Cizik, if you're Troy Thibodeau, especially the power play coach for these RedHawks, I wouldn't say you have to be displeased in terms of the chances you're getting, but it should not be this easy to score shorthanded goals. Nonetheless, the RedHawks find themselves down 7-1 with 4:20 remaining here in this period. It's Colby Ambrosio in on a breakaway, but it's just out of his reach as he tried to corral it. Now it's Spencer Cox at the near point. A good play by Pavicic to send that puck away from Ambrosio. Now Quinn at the point. Over to Cox near side. Ambrosio down below the goal line. Makes a spin move around one, but he's pressured by another. Loses the puck for a moment. Dukavac's there to help him out, but he's bodied off the puck by Dowd. A good play there from the sophomore defender. Cox there to play it. A little bit of a weird exchange with Brett Miller. He backhanded it, tried to backhand it around the net, but it ended up going to the glove of Miller, and he just kind of played it around. Now Sam Court. Court holds cross ice for Noah Beck. Now Dylan Jackson. Between the legs, move around Forsander. He'll bank it back up for Beck. Beck to Sillinger. Saskatchewan native already has a goal tonight. Sillinger to Beck. Now cross ice for Court on the near side. Court leaves it for Jackson. That's Ty. Redhawks are able to come out of it, though, as Cruz Lucius fumbled the puck for a moment along with Dylan Jackson. And now the puck is just sitting on the end wall in the Redhawks offensive zone before being played to the net. Sitting in front is the puck now, as it was stuck in the legs of Braden Morrison. Nobody could really find it, and then Morrison got one whack at it but wasn't able to get all of it, and now we have tie up galore in the middle of the ice, as it was Lucius with 4 Redhawks around him. And now it's the Redhawks in their own end. Moulton plays it to Nassen. Nassen will just backhand it deep where Pavicic is there to meet it. 2:30 remaining in this third period. Score 7-1 in favor of the visiting Arizona State Sun Devils. Redhawks come in. It's Vitалens. Vitalens finds Filion in the center ice, but a fan on the one-timer puts the puck in the far corner. Now Cruz Lucius will send it cross ice for Potter. Potter plays it around for Shimmick. Shimmick near half wall. A good pass to Lucius, who will chip it to himself. Lucius going to try the Michigan, but that one falls off his stick. Oh boy. That would have been the icing on the cake for the Sun Devils had he hit that. Nonetheless, it's now back in the Arizona State end, and it's Anthony Dowd who has it. Anthony Dowd plays it over to Bozer. Bozer to Shane. He plays it cross ice for Kerwin. Kerwin plays hard around for Shane. And Shane able to just whack at it, and now it's Kerwin behind his net. He's walled off by Hampus Rydquist. Those two engage physically. He's still holding him. The puck is on the far side. Bozer tried a shot at the net from a bad angle, but instead it's Miami the other way. John Emmons gains the zone and tries to fire a shot, but that's blocked. Puck is played around to the far side. A good backhand by Ryan Kerwin to find Dowd, and now it's Bozer who will just backhand it off the wall. Now Schlane will just send it in deep where Miller's there to play it and hold it for Simonovic as we enter the last minute of this game. Forsander goes cross ice for Simonovic. He'll backhand it through his legs to Morrison. Now Nassen. Holds, spins, works his way to the far point, and will just spin it back around for Morrison behind the Arizona State net. Forsander holds for a moment. Now Simonovic at the point, but a miscommunication by him and Hutchison. Hutchison going to center ice, and Simonovic tried to find him cross ice, but there was nobody there. Now Hutchison behind his own goal. Gives it off for Forsander. 20 seconds remaining in regulation. Score 7-1 in favor of Arizona State. They're going to come in to Steve Coach Cady Arena at the Goggin Ice Center and blow out the RedHawks, at least on the scoreboard, as I believe that's going to end things, as Sam Court held it behind his net for just a moment as the clock trickles down and the game is over. So an unfortunate result for the RedHawks, and a RedHawk team that looked about as competitive as Arizona State, I should say, but you end up going back to the locker room with a 7-1 deficit and another loss in that column.
Yeah, if that Michigan goal ended up going in, that would explain this entire game in its entirety. That would have made it 8-1, an absolute blowout. If you're Coach Noreen and the Miami RedHawks crew, I would definitely just set my eyes on next game and just go all out on every single play you try to do.
So, like Aiden mentioned, the next game between these two teams tomorrow, same time here at the Goggin Ice Center. All of us here on Red Hawk Radio. I'll be on play-by-play. Aiden will be back in the color commentary spot, and Will Salzarulo, who also has your post-game show, will be back hosting as well. So, for us here at Red Hawk Radio, really appreciate everyone tuning in to this edition of Miami Hockey. RedHawks fall 7-1 to Arizona State in their first matchup as official NCHC opponents. Shots 25-21 in favor of the RedHawks. We'll be back here tomorrow to see if the RedHawks can come back and try and get a couple points in the standings. For Jeff Middleton, my name is Jeff Middleton for Aiden Stones. Thank you for joining us, and Will Salzarulo will be with you shortly for your postgame.
You are listening to a Red Hawk Radio. This is the post-game show hosted by William Salzarulo. Now let's just go over what happened in the final period of the game. Arizona State got a goal, the first goal in the third period. Goal by Colin Potter, assisted by Cruz Lucius and Artem Schlane. And then Miami got a goal by Dylan Moulton, assisted by Blake Messenberg and Christophe Filion. Arizona State once again. Goal by Lucas Sillinger, assisted by Ty Murchison and Joel Schellberg. Arizona State once again another goal for the final goal of the night. Goal by Artem Schlein, assisted by Bennett Schmeck. Now, there was only one penalty in the third period. And Arizona State, 2-minute penalty for holding. Now, looking at shots on net, Miami with 21 shots on net, Arizona with 25. Miami has always been good at blocking shots. Miami has led the game in block shots with 11, with Arizona with 7. Miami is behind when it comes to face-off. Miami winning 20, Arizona winning 38. Now here's the overview of the game. First period, Miami 0, Arizona 1. Second period, Miami 0, Arizona 4. And the final score of tonight's game is Miami 1, Arizona 7. And that has been it for the first matchup of Miami RedHawks versus Arizona State Sun Devils. And tomorrow will be the same matchup once again here at Red Hawk Radio and Goggin Ice Arena live. Thank you all for watching, for listening, I should say. This has been the post-game show, and thank you for listening. Have a good night. Thank you.